Hi, Steve here. Been a while since I've sat down here face to face with you and had a bit of a chat. And today's chat is going to be on our latest software, which quite frankly I'm very excited about. Had a lot of fun, heaps of fun actually over the last 10 weeks testing it, tweaking it and getting it to the stage where we can wrap it up and offer it to you. Now, it came about, we had several requests for people that are saying, Steve, we want to follow our favourite jockeys, but we know when we do the pencil work and all that, we see some winners, but then we see runs of losses and that. We can't quite make a profit out of it. What can you do to help us? Plus, also, it takes us a lot of time going through finding what races the jockey is, putting the bets on, etc. And we've noticed that with some trainers, they do extremely well, but once again, it's even more work going through and marrying them all up. Well, imagine if you could say, I want to follow William Buick, I want to follow Paul Hannigan, Sylvester de Souza, your favourite jockeys, you want to follow them and you want to make some money on them. Well, I'll tell you, making money on a bot can be done quite successfully, and we've done it. But the thing is, it's not sexy. It's not, making you put the parameters in and then the bot does its work. It places the bets. You don't even put one bet in personally. You just set the parameters and away you go. Well, this is where the bot is so handy, because what it will do, it will monitor every race just before it's about to start to see if your jockey's riding, if your jockey's between the price ranges that you want, making sure that there's no odds on in the race if that's what you want. You don't want to bet your jockey if there's an odds on favourite in the race. And you only want to bet it maybe if there's only 9, 10 or 12 runners in the race. It looks at all of those things and looks at the odds range that horse is to see if it's exactly what you want. Because we know when we look at a jockey's chart, if you go into Sky and have a look at their chart of all their rides and that, you'll see always that there's a negative amount next to that jockey. If you followed every mount and put a pound on every one of those mounts, you would have lost X amount. Season in, season out, occasionally you may see one in profit. And we look at the strike rate, 13, 14%. So what can you do? Is following a jockey flawed? Or a trainer, can you make any money? The answer is yes, you can. And you can do this by making limits on it. You don't want to bet maybe every horse that the jockey rides, because that's where they get that negative figure from. The jockey's riding a 200 to 1 shot, it's still, they expect you to put a pound on it, and that's where your losses are coming from. But if we could lift that 13 to 14% to 24 or even 30 in some cases, or a little bit higher, then obviously the odds are going to swing in your favour. And we do this by putting in limits. We put in the limits of the odds range that we want. If the jockey's horse is between 2 and 6, or say 2 and 10, then the bot will look at betting it, providing that the other criteria matches. Or we know that certain trainer jockey combinations are very, very successful. You can do that with the bot. You can program the bot to say, I'm only going to back the jockey if it's with this trainer. And the bot will only place that bet if that's the combination that's there, and the price range is what you want, and also the amount of runners is what you want. Then it places the bet. But to do that personally, God, it would be a bloody boring day looking at that, and to find 2, 3, maybe 4 bets in a day, you'd go spare. Or chances are you go out for a wee or grab a coffee, you come back, oh Jesus, the race has already started, and guess what? You've got the combo in there and you haven't got a red cent on it. That's where the jockey trainer bot was designed to come into force. It does that. It looks at every race. It sees if the criteria is right, and then it places a bet into Betfair. Now, not only that, it can place the bet at level staking if you want, or it can place it at the recovery staking that's built into the bot. And you can control how much you want to risk, your target bet. All that is controlled in the bot by your input. And if you've got a VPS, or you want a VPS, a virtual private server, and put this bot on, then you can let it run for a week or 2 weeks, unattend it, then go and empty the log out, which doesn't take long, and keep it going again. That's the beauty of the bot. If you want to follow a trainer, but only if its odds are between 2 and 6 or 2 and 10, then you can do that. Or if you want to follow an odds range, which I do for entertainment, I do one at between 2 and 3 on a recovery, and that's doing extremely well. And also the other one is for entertainment. I will find out what jockeys have got some good rides for the day, and then I will put them in on a level staking between 2 and 100, because I find if a jockey's got a few short price rides for the day, his confidence is higher, and usually he'll knock over a big winner for you. And this is the exciting part, whereas with using a recovery staking plan, it's not sexy, I'll tell you that. It's just monotonously sitting there making your money. But if you got into racing like I did, and that is for the enjoyment and the excitement, then this other scenario of having 1 or 2 tabs just on level staking, but with a high odds, from 2 to 100 or something, and it's a pretty good buzz to get, a 40 to 50 to 1 winner, and it sort of, jumps up. But I must stress that is for the entertainment factor of it. It's not part of the money making side, although my level staking that I'm using in South Africa, because South Africa is a good time. I mean, the UK racing hasn't started when South Africa starts, so, and the liquidity in South Africa now is really getting up. So you could, and the other good thing I should say is that there's only about 5 or 6 jockeys in South Africa that do extremely well there. So by following those jockeys, you can get some really good winners, and it's great seeing a 50 to 1 or 60 to 1 or 40. Even I got a 40 to 1 2 nights ago, and that was a pretty big, good excitement. And so I'll digress a bit, but that's the sort of thing that this software does. So look, if you want some fun and you want to make some money, then for the price of less than half a pint a week, you can get this software, and it's your betting bitch really. It just does it every day that you turn it on, put the settings in, and leave it. So for a couple of minutes in the morning, you do what you need to, and just let it run. I know in the UK and Ireland, the jockeys don't get as bigger books of rides normally as they do in, say, South Africa or in Australia. But that's the beauty of this bot. You can be betting in the UK, South Africa, you can bet in Australia. If you want to have a look at the Australian section, that you would have given the option of where to go. So that's the great thing with this software, is you get enjoyment, you get to make some money, and you get to be involved in the sport that you got involved in for the first time, for the excitement of it. So thanks for watching this here, and I hope I've stimulated enough to see worthwhile and read the rest of the page and see what the jockeys that I'm following in the UK are doing. And you'll see one's making a loss, but all the others are making a good profit. So on behalf of Michael, myself, Steve, and the Winning More crew, thanks for watching this video, and we hope you get involved. Thank you.
Is left to travel, and the leader is Fell Swoop by a head. Red and yellow second, and Russian Revolution. 2 lengths English, White Capital the rail in third place. Malik Weir in fourth position, followed then by Japanesme, and then came Target inside. Chautauqua last and not going anywhere. Down to the 300, and it's Fell Swoop on the rail in front. English hooked to the outside now, and the mare lets down strongly. Russian Revolution behind those in third place, followed by Tavachi, flying from the tail of the field. Chautauqua, English in front. Chautauqua's flying. Can he make it 3? Yes! Oh, what a champion! Chautauqua! Amazing! No words! Can you believe it? He's got up. He has come from nowhere and made it 3 in a row.